You've created your beautiful raw edge applique design, maybe one I showed in part 1. And now what? You don't want to sit it in a drawer. In today's video, I'll show you 3 stylish and practical ways to turn your applique into something you'll actually use. Whether it's modern wall art, a cozy pillow, or a trendy tote bag. Let's get started. For the first project, a wall art, we need a matching picture frame. Of course, your applique motif. You need some fusible web, your ruler and your rotary cutter, and your iron and your ironing board. So what we do first is we open the frame and bring out that back side. The back side is now our guide, how large we want to cut the fusible web as a kind of stabilizer. So now let's place it and cut it to size. Now once we have the right size, we will press it onto the back side of our applique piece. I turn my applique piece so the wrong side shows up, and I place the fusible web in a way that it is centered. I just eyeball everything so I can see the tip of my leaf is here and here. I can move that over a little bit, about that. And the height is already perfect. Now I can trim off my excess fabric according to the shape with the fusible web. And you know what? I leave that transfer paper on because it gives the complete thing a certain stiffness, and now my fabric doesn't longer behave like a weak substrate, it rather behaves like paper. So now let's get that into the frame. Okay, here we go. Just let me fix it. Will do for now. And ta-ta, now our applique piece is framed as wall art. Make 3 of them, put them on the wall over your shelf, decorate with a little green blend, and it would look amazing. Our next project is a super cute pillowcase. And what we need here is our pillow filling, mine is 16 inch by 16 inch, and then our background, ruler, rotary cutter. I cut my background piece about 6.5 inch wide, and it has width of fabric. So, and I already appliqued the motif exactly onto the middle of my strip. Actually, I need only about 40 inches width, so I can get rid of that strip here. So what we need is 20 inches on both sides. Okay. Next, we want to hem those both edges with a 1/2 inch final hem. So it's a double folded one. So we fold 1 inch over and then 1/2 inch inwards, give it a good press, and then we top stitch close to the edge. To mark my first fold for the hem, I give it a scratch with a pin, and I do that on a weak background like my ironing board, so I can really scratch in kind of. So this is 1 inch. See, it looks already pre-folded, and I can give it a press. And just have to fold it halfway inwards. Press again. And now I can top stitch it close to the edge. Once my both hems are stitched, I have to fold it for the envelope closure. So we need 16 inches in the front. I measure 8 inch from the middle line here and there and mark it. Next, I can just fold over one end until my marked edge, and these both edges have to meet congruently. And then I bring the other half over so they overlap, and pin everything in place, and then with a 1/4 inch seam I sew along on both open edges. That's it. My both side seams are done. I secured beginning and end with a little back and forth stitching, and now I can turn it around and poke those little corners carefully out. This is my envelope closure, and it overlaps about 4 inches. I give it now a good press. I love already how this trendy monstera leaf turned out, and I can't wait to cuddle with that cute pillow on my couch. So let's bring the filling in. Love it. I want to have more of those. I want to have my complete couch full of those cute pillows. Well, I will have another weekend to do so. Our next project is this super trendy tote bag, and I promise you, you will be the eye catcher if you wear such a tote at the market. Now, how to do that? To save myself all the hassle from sewing actually a tote, I had that clever idea. I bought myself a plain, simple linen tote without any print on. You can get them everywhere. And now I bring my motif on. As you can see, here is my template. And it even shines through the fabric, so I can see the line where to place my motif, which I have already done with my pier motif here. But now comes the question of questions. How do I get this thing under my sewing machine, stitch the pier on without grabbing the back side? Pretty simple. We will turn the tote around and trim off the side seams so we can open it up And after we have stitched on the motif, we just close the side seams again. So I start with the hem on the top. To fold my seam open, I have to snip in here a bit, like that. And now my side seam lies flat. Perfect for now stitch on my motif as I demonstrated in part 1 of this series. My applique motif is sewn on, and by the way, as you can see, I secured my handles with some clips on the upper edge just to keep it away and that it is not accidentally caught in my stitches. That's also helpful for my side seams now. Let's check how the original back is sewn together. It has a straight seam and then it has this kind of zigzag. It's actually an overlock stitch done with a professional overlocker. I have a similar stitch in my machine, but it doesn't have the same look. I still have fraying edges and I don't like it. So what I do instead is I will use a French seam. So now you will ask, what the heck is a French seam? Well, it's that we start with the right sides outwards and then we sew along with a straight line, about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Then you turn the complete thing out so that we are now on the wrong side and sew along with our usual 1/4 inch seam. Now this is how my French seam looks from the inside of the back. It's neat, it's clean, and this is how it looks now from the outside. Also very neat and clean, perfect for our object here. Now let's turn the tote back to the right side, poking those corners out. And we are done. And it looks fantastic. I bet your friends are asking for getting one from you too. And here comes a bonus tip. You can always scale these motifs to your preferences. For example, you have a small pouch, scale down the motif on your printing settings to, let's say, 40%, and it's perfect for any smaller size. Which project is your favorite? Or do you have other creative ideas for raw edge applique? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more creative sewing tips, and check out the description for links to my favorite tools and supplies. Happy quilting and see you in the next video.